We'll get the party started. Hello, my name is Nalan. I am a Spanish teacher in Louisiana, in southern Louisiana, and very active in our queue, our La Queue out here. But when I saw this on Twitter, I follow so many people just trying to network and talk and challenge everything. So I just really wanted to share something that I was super passionate about, being with Microsoft and just enjoying all the tips and tricks that we've been able to use throughout the years. So digital breakouts has been one of my favorite things since forever. And just wanted to get a chance to share it with all of you. So I like to go ahead and jump in, but I guess I could ask who is familiar with breakout rooms before, and not necessarily just digital ones. Let's just talk about the regular ones. Who has ever done a regular breakout room? Talk to me. And I'm not even looking at the video, so
oh my gosh, I have like a physical room where it's completely, you're locked in, you got to figure it out. Yes,
okay,
so much fun.
okay.
It's slightly nerve-wracking.
And slightly nerve wracking. Okay, so tell me why, and these are the things that you guys are going to experience today. So tell me why fun, and tell me why nerve wracking.
Collaboration is so much fun. So you have to think critically, look at everything as a possible clue. And then the nerve-wracking piece, because it's the mind game. Is this a clue? What does it mean? How do I use it? What do I do? All those things.
Right, right. Okay, I love it. I love it. Anybody else want to add on to it? Done breakouts before? Regular breakouts, like in person breakouts.
I did it with a bunch of adults, and I found out very quickly who has patience and who doesn't.
Very true. Very, very true. Patience is definitely key, right? Well, I began doing these, I want to say this is 2021 now. So I'm going to say 2018 maybe is 2018, 2019 when I did the first one, but I did a digital one. And I've only ever been to one physical breakout, and it wasn't even a real one. Like we have these new things in now where they built them downtown called Clue Carre and into different rooms. And I've always found for myself, I loved puzzles, but I could never just get the hint. Like I needed a little bit extra. And sometimes to me, the breakout clues are just like, this makes no sense. Like at least help me with something here. And so I decided to bring the idea into the classroom after a PD I'd gone to online. I had the opportunity with Lucky in Louisiana to do a virtual presentation with two other ladies. And it was actually one of them who did the breakout. And I was just like, oh, well, I need to try this because I was doing other tools. And so after I saw that, I just figured, well, what better way to get my students engaged with the lesson, still learning the language, right? Because I teach Spanish, so in high school. So I needed something that was going to get them thinking. I needed something where I was also going to get them speaking, right? And what better way to do it than this? And so I'm glad that Anna's in here too, because clearly Flipgrid was a part of all of the breakouts that I've had before. But if everybody wants to go ahead and check out the link now, it is there. And I can also put it in the chat for you, but that is it, bit.ly/escape OQ21. So I love for us to walk through these things together. And I kind of want to get you started. And I'm going to give you some time to play around before I talk about how we build. And let's just get some time going. Let's see how we can actually break out. So head over to the link because this is an interactive one. And I want to see what you're thinking, how you're feeling. Let me know when you are there. And I think I will probably try to share another screen to get you in. Let me see if I can share another. How do I do that? I guess I can go back to Google. If I exit out of here, can I do that? All right. So it's going to bump me to the regular one. Let me just put it the way that it's going to look for you so you're not seeing the same thing. bit.ly.com slash bit.ly slash. Right. Okay, guys. So is everybody there? Have we made it in yet? We're looking at a nice little screen here. A lot of people, when I send these to people, sometimes I try to get them going and I'll get some of my colleagues across the globe to do them along with me. And they're like, I can't get in, everything is locked because it is. And so I know using Microsoft is a little bit different than using Google. I love how Google has the locked on a form and you can change the answers to say exactly what you want them to be. But I've gotten a lot of feedback about the Microsoft aspect in using OneNote. This is actually a OneNote binder, and people like the feel of having to unlock the code to unlock different rooms. And so this is the first screen that you should be looking at. Mine is taking a little bit to load, a little bit long time to load. But while you're looking at this one, it should be the four tabs. So I'm going to kind of walk you around what OneNote looks like and then jump in. If you can do two things at once, I'm not that good, but you can definitely move ahead if you're feeling like, oh, I know what I'm doing already. I'm ready to go. So when you typically have an escape room, there is, I like to build mine with usually a start here feature. And this is the room where you want to give your directions, you want to give any kind of information about the room. A lot of people like to set it up, and I know that I've done this a couple of times as a teacher. But it's a lot of thought process that goes into it. So I kind of like to keep it a little mellow and not be as overwhelming as it can be. So I like to start here. Some people have a nice little story background, like I did that for Spanish too, when I said I need to see if you can actually make it or survive in Puerto Rico for a weekend, right? So I had different clues about how they were going to talk to different people, what things they were going to say, how they were going to get around town. And so that would be your start here. Sometimes I could just put, you see where it says Magic, Tech Fest, Escape. These are the other rooms that you're going to have to unlock. So if I clicked on each one of these, you notice I'm clicking on Magic and it's telling me that it is password protected, right? So you can click on it, but you have no clue what the password would be unless you went through all the clues. And it's the exact same thing for every room. Build for yourself a final one if you ever get a chance to go ahead and knock it out. Build a final room just for yourself. You can call it answer key, you can call it information, you can call it whatever it is. I call mine teacher only. That's the best thing, where other people know that they're not going to have access to see that. And this is where you guard all your passcodes. Please make sure you write your stuff down somewhere, because if you end up locking it within Microsoft OneNote and you don't know what it is, you won't get back into it. All right, so let's go ahead and get the party started. We're going to go back to where it says start here. And this is just a little bit of information about myself. I gave you something to kind of read. Sometimes when we're doing these breakout rooms, it's really beneficial to read everything, and sometimes it's not. So just like Anne was saying before, it could be so much fun, but like many of you had figured, it can also be a little nerve wracking because you don't know what is supposed to be a clue and what you're looking for. But I will tell you that I did give you a clue on this page. So I like to give you a second, kind of scroll all the way around, scroll up and down, left and right on every one of these pages. Read through this one really quickly. And then when you read through this page, I will meet you on the intro and directions page. All right. You don't have to read all of that. I'm just going to tell you to read the top part. Read the top part right underneath me. Right. Just read the top part underneath the first one. And then I'll meet you over on the next page. And you can give me a hands up or a thumbs up or something to let you know that to let me know that you've read it, and I can start yip yapping about this next intro page. Remember, you only need to read the top part. You don't have to read everything. You can always go back and have fun and reading the rest. But I need you to read the top part because you're gonna need that as a clue. And then just let me know when you are done. I got some serious readers. You guys are on it, huh? It's so intense already. Everybody done? You move on to the next piece. And gave you a little mouthful, huh? You only need to read the top part. Only read the top part for now. The top part that's in green.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna keep it pushing. Let's see. Let's see if we're good to go. I'm gonna move on to the next part. So now I'm on the next page. So if you notice, every room or every section that you click on the left-hand side will automatically place you to some pages on the right, kind of like the inside of a binder. So this is your digital binder, your digital notebook, just like you have tabs and sections. Now we come on the inside and we're on the pages. So our first page was the contact information. The next page that you have is some information, right? The intro and the directions page. So here's my little hint for everybody. This is my reminder. Scroll up and down, left and right on every page to make sure that you've got everything. Okay, so the beautiful thing about this one is that you can click on a lot of things. Sometimes it'll take you right to it, sometimes it won't. Okay, so now I have this little portion right here. This is a piece that we can kind of read together, but it's a nice little rhyme, and I think you're going to figure out what it is that you need to do. So here's the first one. It says, welcome. This is your first clue to this digital breakout. There are 2 rooms that you must successfully complete and 1 PowerPoint scene that is really neat. There are plenty of words to read and pictures to click, but you only need 1 password that's going to make it stick. Be sure to look around really carefully because the clues are right in front of your eyes, and I want you to escape successfully without any kind of surprise. Think you're ready for this adventure? Good luck. So usually what I like to do for my students and just to record something is I have them fill out that form as well. So you can click on this form and that'll open up a Microsoft form for you. And then I'll be able to see the answers that you have. And you can do this with your students as well. Record their answers so you have something to go back in as a tangible resource that they've completed the room. So you want to click on that, and it's even going to ask you for a time frame. All right, so now that you've opened up that form, you click there for me. You can read the stuff that is there, and we're going to keep it moving to hint number 1, right? Because you're going to fill the form out at the same time as you walk through. Okay, so hint number 1 is working, and we can kind of walk out loud. I would love for you to kind of do it on your own, but I know that we're kind of on crunch time, and I really want to see you guys get through. So hint number 1 is loading, and you should see that image pop up. My computer's moving like molasses. Okay, so here it has it. Remember, scroll up and down, scroll left and right every time. So take a look at it and then let me know what you believe the answer could be. Okay, when you figure out that next answer, or when you read everything that is on this page, put all of your clues together, because this is going to be the clue that's going to help you unlock magic. When you get ready to unlock the magic room, simply tap on it and then plug in your answer, whatever you think it's going to be. Feel free to think out loud. It's not many of us in here, so I think that we're okay.
Are you able to see in real time the students' progress, like who is unlocking which rooms?
Yes. Uh-huh. Yes. If they're sharing their screen sometimes, and once they've begun to fill out the form. So usually when they start filling out that Microsoft form, I'll open it up so that I can see everything populating. Mm-hmm. Any guesses yet? Do I have any guesses for the first room to unlock there?
The first one's green.
Check y'all out. Fancy. Okay, did you plug it in?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Awesome, awesome. Okay. So now the good thing about the breakout, we looked at everything here. Sometimes I can use a lot of things to help you. Sometimes I give you a nice little rhyme. So we click on magic, all right? Everything is locked here. And when we click there, we notice that it says to use all lowercase. So depending upon what it is that you have, you want to make sure that you fill in the directions or read the directions carefully. I am really moving super duper slow here. Well, I'm glad you got it. So we know the first one is green. We know that it's all lowercase. You'll get a nice little message from me. I think this next one might be an audio. I think I left you.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
No. Over.
As you guys are thinking about this one, this is the part I think that I enjoy one of the most as well. Building it, of course, I enjoy because I get a chance to really get some thoughts behind there, and I've used it for content. Basically, that's really all I'm using it for. I've only done it a couple of times with faculty and staff to get them, engaged in what we have going on as well, but most likely with students. And so I get a lot to, or get a chance to really see and hear how they're thinking when they're going through things. And by the time you get to the next one, you'll be able to see the latest thing that I've tried out so far with the escape room. But for this one, again, you got another little bit of a thought process here, but I think that is pretty easy. I don't think I made it too tough on you. I will say, when you click on this next link, you do not have to put the entire thing together. I will say that. All right, because I know some people get caught up when you look at this picture, like, man, I got to put this whole thing together. You do not have to do that. And I think that's one of the fun things about the breakout, right? Fun thing about an escape room. You don't have to do it all together. You just really need to pay attention to the hint. I know we don't want to just keep giving answers away, huh? We got to keep it pushing. Has anybody been able to get through the next one? Did you open up Tech Fest?
Yeah,
Yes.
I got
Working
caught
on
up
the
in that
puzzle
too.
right now, but trying to figure out what I
Hmm?
don't need to get.
You do not have to keep putting the puzzle together. There is, I would say, click on the next hint. Click on
Okay.
this says hint number 2.
It's 12.
Yes. All right. So the puzzle is all there. It's a ton of stuff. There are tons of presenters at this year's virtual fest. You can read all about them. Oh, I forgot my loaded tea. You can read all about them here. I gave you that. Then I gave a jigsaw puzzle. But if you click on the, I think I asked a question somewhere. Maybe I didn't. I thought I did. Maybe here. That's just a sentence. So if I asked for it here, it was just the year that we're in backwards. So that's it. And did you put in the letters? Did you spell out 12 or did you put in the number?
I put the numbers.
Put the numbers in. So again, we got a little bit of a way to play on. So now that you figured it out, some people are just like, it's 12. I know what the answer is because we spelled out green. So automatically, a lot of people would probably think I had to type in the word 12. but it's not going to let you in. So type your numbers in. It is 12. Nice work. Nice work. All right. So reward your students, reward anybody who's doing your breakouts. Fantastic. Give them a little Giphy. You know, it's fun. Get your emoji going back in there, leave another message the same way that I did. And now you're so close, guys. You're so close. I can feel it, right? So now go ahead and click on that link that is there. You got something that you're going to have to do in order to figure out how to get to the next one. I will be here patiently waiting to see when you get there. Okay. We know for Flipgrid, you got to have either a Microsoft or a Google account. I believe I set everything to public, so you should be okay. But click on that, and then that will take you to the next hint.
Did you want the answer for the last one?
What? You already there? OMG, somebody is ready. Okay, give it to us if you want it. Now I don't want to ruin it for everybody because I know we all work at our own speed. So do you guys want to
Finished it too.
What'd you say?
I finished it too. I escaped.
Sweet. All right, so does everybody want this one? You want us to go ahead and share, or you want to keep working and try to figure it out? Look like I got some people still on it.
Yeah, I can't figure out where to type in the 12.
Oh, click on the page. Click on the text page.
Oh, that's why.
Mm-hmm.
I kept clicking through all of the magic pages.
Usually for the classroom setting, I'd be around snapping photos of everything that I see, loving the moment. So I see some of you have probably already moved into the next one. I know that we have this answer. So I'll go ahead and share this one out, and then we can take a look at the last one, and then kind of walk through a little bit of a setup and answer any kinds of questions that anybody may have. Would somebody like to share out the answer to let us in this last room here?
For the last one, we have to do a Flipgrid.
It will be there. And I think that's how I reel them in toward the end. I reel in my students. One, I asked for the Flipgrid since I try to get them to speak a lot more to me, right? So that the vocal part of the language, I can hear that they wrapped up what it is that we had. And then a lot of times too, I just ask for communication and for feedback. So they'll give pointers to the next class or the next group coming in and say what we thought about it, what worked, what didn't, you know? So I use that as my feedback as well when they end up, when they finish up for me. And throw a couple of gifts in there for everybody. The very last thing that is something that I've been doing a little bit different this go around. I've tried it once with this fall semester, we moving into the spring, but an escape room scene. So I've always set them up within Microsoft OneNote using this binder, this format. But recently, I tried something a little bit different with an escape scene, and I gave it here for you all to be able to see. For whatever reason, when I tried to just embed my PowerPoint, my PDF kept switching to the side. So I just sent it in as an attachment, and you can always open it up and download for yourself and do the same thing that we did here instead of me trying to reinvent the wheel. But it's the same exact type of message. I just put the image here for you to be able to see what it looks like, but the document itself is there. And so what happens is when I open up the document and when you begin to hover over things around there, it is just a background. And I've seen it done in Google Slides before, but of course we're a Microsoft district, so I don't have access to, Classroom and those things. So we use all of the tools that I have, PDF, PowerPoint turned into a PDF, still keep all the hyperlinks and do it that way. So it's the same type of concept. When you click around on different images, you put your hints there, you do your recordings the same way that you would like it. What I did recently was for my students moving out of Spanish 1 and into Spanish 2, they had one scene. And honestly, I just used it just like the final exam. I did not want to do anything that was super duper complicated. I wanted to make sure that they understood all of the concepts that we were talking about in the fall semester. And so I gave them a scene, an escape scene instead of an entire breakout room. And they had to just answer 5 simple questions for me in the target language. But I got everything that I needed covering our 4 objectives that we tend to do, right? I can interpret what it is that I hear. I can interpret what it is that I read. I can exchange information. I can present information all in the target language. And so I was able to do that utilizing this resource. So why is this asking me to download what it is that I have? Okay. All right, so this is the scene that you guys have. Obviously, this is just a picture, but you will notice that when you do open it up and you click around on several things, it takes you right back to the same stuff that we're doing here together. So if you hover over this one, you notice that this is the Microsoft form that's going to pop up. When you hover over the doors, the link should pop up there. Oh, it's just going to take me exactly there. It's going to take me right to it, which is fine. And the way that I set up these the grids this go around is that no one else would see anybody else's answer, right? Because we have the moderated feature. So if you're able to look at what it is that your students have, you got to kind of beat the system sometimes a little bit to say, I know that you're trying to look at what somebody else had, but I need to know for myself that you've got the information. And so when they began to hover around different things, they saw exactly what it is that I was looking for and was able to knock it out. So that is basically it, dears. That's my thing for Digital Breakout, something that has been the most fun for me to create. And I've had so much joy come from it, and a lot of people who have wanted to try it. And I just find that it's a great way to collaborate. I find that it's a great way for my students to really show me whether or not they've kept some things and to show me what they can do, basically. So I enjoy building them, and I think they're a great classroom builder as well for community and just for communication. So let me know what you're thinking. And if you're interested in talking about how to set it up, and we can take some time to talk about setup in a moment.
I am overthinking the last clue and I'm not putting it in correctly and wondering what.
Did you do caps lock? Did you do it all capitals?
No. Did I miss that? Okay, I'm
all caps.
Thought I had it. I'm using my brain power here.
Right.
I'm there with you, and I'm super frustrated. I'm trying to figure out that last one.
No.
This is a lot of fun, but I'm super stumped on the last one.
On the very last one?
Yeah, so I added the number of letters in green plus.
Which are how many?
5. I
5.
hope.
Okay.
And then I added that to the last answer, which was 12.
Right. So now we got 17.
17 plus this room number is 4, right?
Yes.
So I got 21.
Yes.
But it should be a 3-letter answer I read. Is that right, or am I?
3-letter. Yes.
Right.
And it's a play on. It's a play on of words. Let's go back and take a look at. That's coming out of TechFest, right? So let's go back to TechFest, and let's go back to saying how we are so close. So to unlock the final room, you'll need to think really hard. It's a play on of words. And I hope your ego isn't scarred. You have a number in mind. I already know. But the answer is only 3 letters long. Are you ready to give it a go? If you crack the code, you know the last number is already 1. Pay attention to spelling. You know the last number is 1. And if you think really hard, well, then, my friend, you've already 3-letter word. What do you have, James? I know that's it right there, right? Was that it?
I'm guilty of what I blame my kids for not reading all the directions.
I understand. I tell my I do it myself. Reading is fundamental. I do it all the time, right? So we're in.
So then I got to ask, how long does it take for you to put something like this together?
So honestly speaking, because I do them a lot, I like to psych myself out and be like, I'll be done in like an hour, you know? Sir, I have to be completely honest. Last night, because I was going to do this again, I was going to do this earlier, but then I was just like, no, I'm going to just try to, update the ante. So last night I was in here and I'm going to go with a good 4. And it should not have taken me that long. I think a lot of times my students like to tell me I'm really trying to be extra. So this is not even, a classroom assignment type, but sometimes the longest part is honestly the thought process that goes behind trying to psych them out and trying to come up with something that's going to get them thinking about what it is that we've already learned. Because everything in here, it's not like you guys are learning new information, right? This is stuff that we already know. So it's really just encouraging them, really. And I like it because it definitely is a boost. It's a confidence booster. But it is. I think the thought process is definitely the longer part.
But I like that for those kids that are like completionists or they have to get to the end of something, it challenges.
Right. For sure.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think, I'm a math teacher, which is why that was really bugging me that I couldn't figure it out. But as a math teacher, I'm thinking this would be pretty cool as like, differentiation is the wrong word, but to offer different levels of ability, like can you get to the green level, can you get to the red level, can you get to level 3, level 4? It's pretty cool. I like this.
Definitely. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
First time I had gone through a breakout in OneNote, so I loved that. Super rad.
Sweet. That's awesome. Awesome.
You're gonna laugh at my Flipgrid response because I was wrong.
That's okay. I guess I'm gonna hear ONE, right? No worries. I'm not mad. Just own it, loud and wrong.
So I think the look of confusion on my face is also gonna be like, huh?
That's hilarious. That's awesome.
So are you doing these, like, I know you teach Spanish, obviously, because I know the incredible things that you're doing based on like Spanish content, language, vocabulary. I mean, you can do a breakout for any content area, but I'm curious if you mentioned it and I missed it, like what's an example of a clue that you use in Spanish with your students? Or how did you
I go off of our content. So if I've done movie talks, which is me basically taking a YouTube video and we talk about that video in the target language, right? So it could be like a cartoon video, it could be whatever. If we've done several of those, I'll take all of that information and turn them into different questions, which we've regurgitated over and over again in class, because again, I'm building confidence and I'm checking to see if you really know what's going on. So I'll take one of those questions, reiterate it and throw it back in there and then have them knocked out like that. So let me see actually if I can, you guys know I got a gazillion notebooks here and I got a gazillion tabs open, the nerve. So let me go back in and see if I can actually share one of those things with you. One of the things I loved sharing before, and I should have put this one in here, but I did not. Oh, we only got 13 seconds.
That's right. 13 seconds left. Make it fast.
All right. We'll share with you another time, but that is definitely it. Taking the lesson and...
Hey, Kate.